England needed 3 results to go their way at the end of Group B for them to keep their title defence alive at the Men's T20 World Cup. Only 2 of them were in their own control, and they've done half the job in that regard. A thumping win over Oman. They now meet Namibia in their last group outing, hoping that their passage to the Super 8s can be secured. We build up to that game in North Sound, Antigua, on Maruti Suzuki Arena, presents ESPNcricinfo Timeout, powered by Dish TV Watcho, with Nick Knight giving us company. Nick, that was a result of much relief for England. And what it's also done is that it's ensured that the net run rate isn't much of a conversation anymore.
Absolutely. I thought it was really impressive for a number of factors, the main ones that you've mentioned already. I mean, it's a must-win game, obviously, but it's a must-win well. And actually, it was must-win well, even better, I think, than perhaps they could have imagined, really. I mean, a crushing victory. I think they sent out a little bit of a statement, if I'm brutally honest with you. Everybody who was at the tournament and plays against England and knows what England are capable of have just seen it now play out in front of their own eyes. So that's how good they can be. I know clearly the opposition are not the strongest, but to play in that manner, I think was really, really impressive. Bearing in mind some of the negativity that surrounded the team, not just at the start of this tournament, but because of what happened in the last 50 over World Cup.
Yeah, they did make a change to the bowling mix. Reece Topley, who you've been wanting to see in action, finally getting a game ahead of Chris Jordan. Was that the best bowling mix? And do you also foresee the same strategy against Namibia? If you win the toss, bowl first and go hard with high pace?
I don't see the team changing. And by the way, I think I've been calling for Reece Topley to be in the side right from the start. So I think it's a better balance of side. Absolutely, 100%. Couldn't be more certain of that. Do I think they should win the toss and bat first? That is a point of contention for me. Having played in the way that they did in the last game, the one area of concern, and I think it's fair enough that you have to assume that you're going to win the game, and then Australia are going to win their game against Scotland, and then you're in the Super 8s. When you look at England, their batting needs some time. You know, they haven't had much time. They need some time at the crease, some of their batters. So you could argue that if they win the toss on this occasion, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself because you still got to win the game. But I think whether they bat first or bat second, they still fancy themselves to win the game. So there is a strong argument. I probably would go with it to win the toss and bat, get your batters plenty of runs, and then let your bowlers do the work that they did against Oman. So there's certainly an argument to do that.
Only 23.1 overs. That's the total amount England have batted so far at this World Cup, thanks to a washout against Scotland and then a chase of under 50 against Oman. Coming to the opposition up next, Namibia. You would have thought at the start of this tournament, Nick, that the third team in this group, a team that could push Australia and England, would be Namibia. But this campaign hasn't gone that way for a side that had impressed so much at the last few editions of the T20 World Cup. They've been let down, you feel, in particular by their batters who failed to put up a score so far?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think that has been their problem. I mean, Gerard Erasmus has done pretty well. I mean, he's notched up some runs along the way, but it's a little bit single-handedly. I mean, Davin came into the tournament with high hopes. JJ Smith, the same. I mean, these guys were churning out runs a little bit in the pre-tournament. Okay, not against the quality of opposition that they're up against now. There's a lot of expectation on the shoulders of David Wiese, who's played a lot of cricket around the world. He's kind of, maybe there's that feeling that he's going to prop them up from time to time. But I'm afraid there is no getting away from the fact that your top order have really got to set up big scores and give you the chance to put in those victories. So, and the brutal reality is that they haven't. Trumpelmann's had his moments with the ball, but I think really the batting hasn't fired.
Yeah, Oman, who've had a much better batting World Cup than Namibia, were completely all at sea against the English pacers and Adil Rashid. Let's see if Namibia can fare any better. We leave it at that. Thank you so much, Nick. Nick Knight will be back with us at the end of action from Group B. He'll be hoping with an England win done and with Australia having done no gamesmanship against Scotland.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
वॉचो ऐप पे देखो एक OTT के दाम पे सारे OTT शान से।
Watch